Cinephiles out there.
What's up?
So, Spider-Man is back with Marvel. No, not necessarily fully back with Marvel, but creative rights. And because of that, we get the new movie Spider-Man Homecoming. What'd you think of it?
It is the best Spider-Man movie that we've gotten yet.
Best, big statement.
The best one yet. I'm sorry, but it is. It is because it's not on a big scale like Doctor Strange or Captain America or any of the Captain America movies or the Avengers, of course, and Iron Man movies. Like it's really, if you take a step, if you after you watch the movie, you take a step back and you look at the whole situation that happened. It's really nothing too disastrous is happening. Spider-Man is stopping a thief. That's all he's doing, and that's what Michael Keaton's Vulture was. He was a glorified thief. He stole things and sold them on the market for money. And Spider-Man was just stopping him. That's it. And Michael Keaton's Vulture was not so diabolical and twisted to where he wouldn't want to hurt people. He was really just trying to make a living.
Yep.
And but he was breaking the law doing it, and Spider-Man put a stop to it and brought him in. And he had a tough time doing it because he's still becoming a superhero. He's not quite there yet in this movie, and he has an amazing scene where he has to call upon his own strength and get out of the tough spot he's in on his own. And it's the scene where he's trapped beneath all that debris and rubble, and he's crying for help because he can't get out, and he's freaking out, and he almost gives up, and then he remembers what Stark said. You know, if you're nothing without that suit, then you shouldn't have it. So he has to, and that's what for a while when he figured out what the suit could do, he was like, man, I'm so much better with this suit. And that's why when Tony took it away, he was like, no, I need that, otherwise I'm nothing. Yeah. So he had to rely on his basic skills that he'd learned before he met Tony. And he had to rely on his own strength alone, and that's what he did, get out of there. And that scene where he lifts the debris off of him, and he's saying, come on, Spider-Man, that moment is actually pulled from an iconic moment from the comics, where he's trying to escape from Dr. Octopus's lair, and he almost dies. And he's trapped almost just like that. But he's able to lift himself out of there.
Yeah.
So I thought that was great. I've only seen the movie twice. I intend to go see it a third time very soon. And God, there's so much to talk about. There's so much to talk about.
I've only seen it once so far. I do plan on seeing it again. And a lot of the criticism, like from when the trailers were coming out, was like, "Oh, is this Iron Man 4, or is this really a Spider-Man movie?" And I think Tony Stark was in the movie perfectly.
Yeah.
It was not enough to where it was like, oh, we're getting too much Iron Man. He was splintered in.
He was splintered in
to a Spider-Man movie.
Now, okay, we could go on forever about a lot of things about this movie, but I feel like we gotta hit this one thing now before we go into anything else. All right. There's a confusing factor this movie brings up, and it's causing a lot of people to get confused about where the MCU stands time-wise. This movie has an opening scene in the aftermath of the Avengers battle, which was confirmed to have been set in real-time 2012 when the movie came out. Now, whenever the opening scene is over, the words come up 8 years later. It comes up 8 years later, but that would mean this movie takes place in 2020. So this is, now I thought I had this figured out because I looked it up, but it's still slightly confusing because of Civil War. And that's because apparently they're saying Civil War takes place
in 2020.
I don't know. I think they're still saying it takes place in 2016.
I know it takes place in 2016, but
yeah,
because where the movie,
it almost makes no sense.
Yeah,
because this movie picks up right as Robert Downey Jr. is dropping Peter off, and then it goes 2 months later.
Yeah.
So it should still be in the same year, but they're not.
Right.
Unless they come out and say, no, Civil War was in 2020. That's the only way it's going to make sense. Because now the reason why there's a time adjustment here is because after the next two Avengers movies are made, they want things to still be in real time. But when the next two movies are made and they make the next Spider-Man film, if they kept things released if this movie was released in 2017, and well, it was, but if this movie was set in 2017, then Spider-Man would be old enough to be out of high school. But that's not what they want. They want his sequels to him to still be in high school. That's why they did this. You know, I mean, it's a bit technical. It can be a little confusing, but until we get more, we're not going to know for sure. Aside from that, who cares? It's still awesome.
Yeah.
If the movies contradict each other a little bit with their timeline, who gives a shit? They're still awesome movies.
Yeah. I mean, for us fans, if it's like, oh, that 8 years doesn't really make sense, just change it in your head, because I think you know what they're going for. You know that they're trying to make it in real time. So, but as you know, and so hopefully maybe we'll get a statement from Feige saying like, oh, that would be, we kind of messed up on that part.
Well,
we'll change
actually,
it or something. I don't know.
Well, actually, I know that Iron Man is confirmed. They confirmed that Iron Man story is set in 2010, even though it came out in 2008. And I know that Civil War. In Civil War, Vision, of course, has said in the 8 years since Tony Stark has revealed himself as Iron Man, you know, all this stuff has happened, but that would mean, because of that statement, that would mean the movie should be set in 2018. But still, that doesn't add up enough. So, I don't know. Everyone's been saying, what the hell, Feige's been running a tight ship, you know, with this MCU, and this is like the first big hiccup that we've seen from it. But whatever, I mean, it's gonna go on. It's still a great movie. It doesn't really matter that, you know, the timeline's a little confusing now. I'm sure they'll fix it somehow. I mean, I think we got some real geniuses working in Marvel Studios.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I'm sure they'll find a way to fix everything. Let's talk about just all the other characters.
Aunt May. I like the fact that the movie's kind of poking fun at the fact that she is a younger Aunt May and that she's a more attractive Aunt May, and you know the people are hitting on her. Tony's still kind of jabbing at her with, you know, hey, what are you wearing, Aunt? What are you wearing, May? I think hopefully something skimpy. So Aunt May, I thought Marissa Tomei was a great Aunt May, different Aunt May, and can't wait to see more of her in this upcoming movies, or she might even just do the Spider-Man sequels or something.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if she. I wouldn't be surprised if they work her into a small scene with Avengers. Yeah, like they did with Pepper Potts. Oh, by the way, what about the return of Pepper Potts in this? Oh my gosh, that was nice.
Surprising.
Yeah, and apparently it hinted that they might get engaged. That was a nice, funny scene at the end. The end where she finds out he's Spider-Man, and she's like, "What the fuck?" And then it cuts. Oh man, I'm interested to see like going forward how because that's an interesting step to take. No, like Aunt May knowing almost right out the gate that he's Spider-Man. Yeah. Finding out really early on that he's Spider-Man, how that is going to affect everything. Like, is he going to be on grounded lockdown for a while, or is he going to just be, you know, they need to show that conversation. Yeah. I feel like they need to, but I won't be surprised if they don't, and she says, you know, look, I don't like you doing that stuff or whatever. He's like, look, I have to do it, or whatnot. It's who I am now. All right, so the reveal that Michael Keaton was his girlfriend, or I don't know what to call her.
His love interest?
His love interest daughter. Yeah. Yes, thank you. Yeah, at one point they called her his girlfriend. Yeah. And I was like, they're not dating yet. I mean, they're almost there. But they're at the, ooh, I like you stage. Yeah. You know, they're not like official or anything.
Yeah, they have crushes on each other. They're going to the homecoming dance with each other. They're both excited until we find out that Vulture is actually his father. It just opens the door. He's right there. You're just like, what? Oh shit! And I like how, like I said, I like how Vulture wasn't an all the way bad guy. He was still somewhat a good guy. He was just doing a bad thing. It's kind of like Sandman from Spider-Man 3. He was a complete bad guy. He was just doing bad stuff. Yeah. Yeah. He was just robbing shit so he could pay for his daughter's cancer. Yeah, and that's what this guy was doing, but they did it really well. This is just, Donald Glover's involvement with the movie. His couple short scenes. I liked how he's hinted at being a future villain called the Prowler. Yeah. And they also, and I know that they mentioned his, his climbing gear that he has. Okay, yeah. They mentioned that, we got this climbing stuff. He goes, what, really? Yeah. And then that's when Spider-Man's phone went off. Oh, yeah. And I thought the bully Flash
I thought his adaptation, the way they changed him up, was interesting. He's he's not very threatening. He's more of a verbally abusive bully. Mm-hmm. He's just and he's not even like I absolutely hate you, Peter. I'm gonna I beats him up all the time. It's more like it's just it really felt more realistic about what kids went through, what we went through in high school. You always had that one guy who was a bit of a dick, gave you shit all the time, made fun of you just to make himself feel better. That's all its character is, and it's actually a nice take on it. And I liked his one thing. When I say penis, you say Parker penis, Parker penis. That was really funny.
Also really like that scene because it shows you have, being a high schooler, you have a chance. You just get your best friend accidentally almost blows your cover and says like, "Oh, well, Peter knows Spider-Man."
Yeah, that was actually, even though that was in one of the trailers, that was still very funny in the movie.
Yeah,
Peter knows Spider-Man. What? You? No, I don't.
Just that scene where he's on the roof, where he's like, "Okay, I've had enough of this. I'm gonna show him that I do know Spider-Man, and I'm gonna make Spider-Man come to this party."
Yeah.
And he sees that explosion, and he has the choice of like, okay, do I make myself look cool, or do I go investigate what's happening? And he goes and investigates what's happening because he wants to be a hero. He wants to do that heroic thing.
Yeah, he knows what his responsibilities are,
Yeah.
and he's not gonna shy away from them or just not do them because he has something better to do.
Yeah.
No, he knows at this point, like he very much knows what his responsibilities as a superhero are. He's just having trouble executing them. He goes off on his own. He goes behind Iron Man's back. Apparently his suit has like restrictions, and his friend, with the help of his friend takes off those restrictions, and he gets in all this interesting stuff. And I like the it's basically like his female Jarvis, and what did he call her?
I think it was Karen, right?
Yeah, he calls her Karen at one point. I like how Karen is like sympathetic with him. He's like, "This is your point, Peter. Kiss her." I like, he's like, "Do you want to go into like what was it called? The kill mode, death switch?"
Yeah, I think it was kill mode or something like that.
Yeah, and he's like, "No, stop it with the kill mode. Stop it with the kill mode. I don't want to kill anybody." Yeah, she was really funny, and I liked how he was having fun with it. He was like, "Web grenades!" He's just like, when he's trapped in that place. And
yeah, Peter's friend. I loved his friend Ned. He's hilarious. Especially, I love that scene where he's the guy in the chair and he gets caught by one of the teachers, and she's like, "What are you doing up here? There's a dance down there." And he goes, "Oh, I'm looking at porn." And just that pause in that whole comedic timing was
great. He whenever they had their fight at the end of the movie, when the plane crashed, when they had their fight, it was really like he put up a hell of a fight at first, and then of course like he got beaten kind of, but he was really like, he wasn't looking to kill the guy or anything. He was really just trying to stop him. And at the end he was like, "I'm trying to save you because the thing's about to blow up and he knows what I'm about to do." And I like how they never really confirmed that Michael Keaton was like, Michael Keaton is the Vulture. Like, they never confirmed that the mass public and the media, so the people did not know, "Oh, Spider-Man's going to fight the Vulture. Yeah. Spider-Man needs to stop the Vulture." No, they never called him the Vulture in the movie. The only time he is even referred to as the Vulture is whenever Spider-Man ties up Michael Keaton, and they find Happy and his boys find him, and there's a note that says, "Hey, I stopped the flying Vulture guy, and sorry about the plane, Spider-Man." And I like how they did that was it. That's all we needed to confirm to everyone that is Vulture.
Yeah.
So, and apparently we're gonna get Scorpion.
Yeah.
But I think Sony wants to do a Sinister Six movie now.
Okay.
Sony wants to build off of the Spider-Man movie, and they want to create their own Spideyverse that will be somewhat loosely connected to the MCU.
Yeah.
But Sony want to completely handle the side movies for the Spideyverse, and whereas Marvel will more so control Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
And I know that Sony's got their Venom movie planned out.
Venom, and then they have a Silver Sable Black Cat movie.
That's true. I've heard that. And then I'm sure they want to do They want to try Sinister Six again. It really felt like something from a high school kid's perspective.
Yeah.
So, but as an adult, you start to see the darker world you're around in, and therefore that's what they should show in the later movies.
You know, and I like the kind of the callbacks to the coming of age movies from the 80s, like Ferris Bueller and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And they even showed a scene of Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, it did, and yeah, that was. This movie is full of nice small laughs throughout. It's well paced. It's a very simple story, well told, with a bunch of little things thrown in for comic book fans. And the way I understand it, this movie is just layered with Easter eggs.
Yeah,
it's just layered, and I don't know what they all are. After watching the third time, I'm gonna look them all up online and see what all the Easter eggs were.
Zendaya's character of Michelle, everybody was like, "Oh, she's gonna be MJ." We watch, and then of course towards the end, it's like, "Oh, my name's Michelle, but my friends call me MJ." I don't know if you've probably seen the news, but Kevin Feige has confirmed that is not actually Mary Jane Watson. She just happens to be nicknamed MJ, but it's not Mary Jane Watson. So
yeah,
because I know there was a lot of people backlashing the fact that not because of her ethnicity or color, but more of the fact that, well, Mary Jane's not emo, or Mary Jane's not this kind of gothic, oh, I don't care about the world type of thing. That's not her personality.
Yeah, and the thing is that she's such a big character in the comics that we would expect her to pretty much resemble what she is and what she looks like in the comics. We all know her as a really hot, bodacious redhead, and I mean, changing her ethnicity for a movie, if they actually did that, it would be fine. I wouldn't completely freak out. I'd probably be like, oh, I would prefer it if you'd done this, but I mean, Peter Parker, to me, Peter Parker will always be white. So if they make movies about Peter Parker, Spider-Man, he should be cast by a white guy. Same for Mary Jane. But, you know, I was coming to terms with the fact that this could probably be Mary Jane. I was like, you know what, whatever. If it is, it's fine.
Yeah.
But the fact that it isn't, I'm like, okay, good. Now we can get the Mary Jane that I want. Sorry, but that's Mary Jane I know, and that's Mary Jane I want to see in the future movies. I think that's what they should do. I'm excited. This Spider-Man movie is so freaking amazing. We finally have what feels like our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. We've had a Spider-Man that feels right. I felt like the Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield was just it wasn't a bad movie at all. It was actually kind of good, but it wasn't. It was a little too dark. The suit looked more purple than it did red, and I didn't like the look of his first suit. The second suit was a lot better. Okay, Andrew Garfield is not a believable Peter Parker teenager. Peter Parker was not a cool hip teen that skateboarded. He is a geek.
Yeah.
But he can dress. He doesn't have to dress like a buttoned up pens. He doesn't be that kind of geek.
Yeah.
He can dress in the hip clothes that people are wearing. He just doesn't need a skateboard or try to look too cool. Like he, whatever. He can wear hoodies or whatever.
I mean, it's just like Tobey Maguire's. Tobey Maguire's wasn't a total all-out geeky. He wore glasses. He wore a hoodie.
Yeah, he wasn't all out. He was just like a regular kid almost. Like, but he was he was more so a geek than anything.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Tobey Maguire, like, he made I think people argue that he wasn't that good of a Peter Parker, but he was a pretty good Spider-Man. But people go back and forth on it. But it's very clear that Andrew Garfield was a really good Spider-Man. He just wasn't that good of a Peter Parker, at least in the first movie. People believed he was more of a college Peter Parker.
Yeah.
But everyone agrees that Tom Holland, on both ends, nails it. Alter egos, he nails them both really well. Like, you believe he is a combination of the two. I'm really excited about what this movie has done for the character and what it can bring towards the MCU, and I look forward to future movies. It's a lot of fun. Go check it out. If you haven't, you need to go check it out ASAP.
Yeah. I also think this gives hope to movie studios to collaborate, and hopefully maybe one day Fox will do something with Fantastic Four and Marvel, or just give them back.
Yeah, come on.
That's fine too.
You can only milk X-Men as much as you can.
Right.
Come on. At least collaborate a little bit.
Don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Don't forget to watch SpiderMan Homecoming if you haven't seen it again. But if you have, let us know in the comments below what you thought. And until next time,
we're out.
We don't have any more time. Bye.